Hello children, I hope everybody are safe and healthy at your home. Students, in the previous class we have discussed about the map, the difference between the map and the globe. So we have also seen the different maps, right? The political map, the physical map, okay, the thematical maps and all. So in today's class, let's learn about the map reading, okay, and let's have a clear explanation of the elements of the map. Okay, so what is map reading, children? So we should know how to read a map, right? In order to make a full use of it, to understand it properly. There is a certain kind of language associated with map. As I told you, as we speak, as we communicate, we have a language. In the same way, to understand the map, we have certain languages. Okay, so there are different symbols, colors and signs to show different things in a map. We should be able to understand this. So first of all, let us discuss about the directions. So the first thing you should understand when we look at a map is the directions. Children, you know the main directions, right? The north, the south, the east and the west. But it is really easy. In every map, the north direction will be shown with the help of an arrow pointing upwards, right children? So when you place a map on a table, what happens? The top of the map is the north direction, the bottom of the map is the south. For example, northeast lies between the north and the east. You can see in this picture. And the northwest between the north and the west. The southwest between the south and the west. And children, southeast between the south and the east. So these are the important directions on the map. Then coming to the scale. So it is not possible no to show the actual size of the things that are shown in the map. So that is why scales are used. The scale is the ratio between 2 points on the ground and their corresponding distance on a map. For example, children, suppose the distance between the Bangalore and the Hyderabad is 500 kilometers. It is the actual distance. It is not possible to draw that much distance in a map. Why? Because it takes a large portion to cover it. Instead, the distance of 500 kilometers on the ground will be represented on a smaller unit, that is like 5 centimeters. So, the scale would be 5 centimeters is in the ratio of 500 kilometers. So, scale can be represented in three ways. Those are represented by the fractions, written, statement and graphic scale. Okay children. The next are the symbols. Symbols have been developed to represent some features on the map that can be graphical or pictorial. So there are symbols to show mountains. Children, you can see the mountains are shown, right? The highest elevations, the river, the capital city, the cities, the towns, the highways. Whenever you pass through, whenever you go through the highways, you find all such type of symbols. Okay, the railroad, the airport, the national park of reservations. Okay, so these are the important symbols which we can see on the map. Then coming to the colors, children. So different colors are also used in map. Many colors used on maps have a relationship to the object or features on the ground. For example, the water bodies such as ocean, seas, rivers, etc. are shown in blue color. The plains or the lowlands are shown in light green or yellow color. Okay, the forests are shown in dark green. The brown color shows the mountains, hills and deserts. The yellow color shows the plains. The light green colors also shows the plains, right? The red color shows the plateaus. So these are the main elements of the map. So that if we know these important elements, so it will be easy for us to understand the map and to also make sure to read the map. Okay children, so these are the important elements to be known to read a map. So in the coming classes, let's learn about a new topic. Thank you children.